Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing you with a market update. I'm going to be going over some of my recent altcoin calls, and we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and what's going on with this whole government shutdown and what that's going to do for the crypto market. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and we'll get straight into the video. So right now the crypto market is kind of flat as we approach a potential government shutdown. Trump and JD Vance have both said that it is very likely that we have a government shutdown in the US. And what that means is that the upcoming data for this week will probably not get released, which obviously some would say makes it harder for the Fed to cut, though the odds for a rate cut are extremely high in October. You're looking at 80%, some would even say 90% chances of a 25 basis point cut in October. So I'm personally not too worried about it affecting rate cuts, but it's not great for sentiment in general when you have government shutdowns. But if you look at the market right now, it's actually looking okay, right? Bitcoin's up 0.4% in the last hour as of the time I'm recording the video. Ethereum's up 0.8%. And the fear and greed is currently sat right in the neutral category. It was slightly in the fear a couple of days ago, but we've had a little bit of a recovery on BTC. You can see that we are in this kind of descending channel, and Bitcoin has been respecting it very well on the support side, which you can see is obviously laid out here, right? And you can see on the resistance side, we have also been respecting it. Now, we are approaching the potential resistance of this downward sloping resistance line, which is around 115K, okay, maybe 115.5, 115.6, something like that by the time we potentially get there. And there's going to be a big question mark whether Bitcoin will push past that or whether it will potentially reject. If it rejects, then I haven't got great news for you. We're probably heading down to around 100K, which lines up with a weekly Gaussian channel on Bitcoin, which is something which I've talked about a lot. And typically, Bitcoin does like to use this as bull market support. However, we have used the bull market support band as support already, and we've had a nice little bounce. So I'm not necessarily saying that I believe we'll come down to 100K. It's not my base case at all, but it is a bearish scenario that we need to be obviously aware of. Most likely we'll break out above this, and then we've got the real resistance, which is this white line, which we rejected at a few times here and stems all the way back, believe it or not, to 2017. Let me get rid of these oscillators here at the bottom, and you can see 1, 2. Let's go back even further. Okay, let's go back to the 2021 bull market. Here, major levels of resistance. I show you this chart on the 2-week, you can see exactly what I'm on about. This line has literally been the entire story for Bitcoin since 2017. Now, we did get above it, but you can see it was only for a very short period of time, so it's still acting as resistance, even though we previously broke above it. Now, when it comes to the altcoins, obviously, one of the biggest altcoins I've been discussing on this channel lately has been Avantis, and I called it all the way down here at 28 cents. It literally did a 10x in 10 days for the VIP members. So make sure to get on the VIP if you're not in there already. I've just extended the promo code AVNT, that's the ticker for Avantis, at checkout. It was set to expire yesterday, but I decided to let you guys use that code a little bit longer. That applies to all of my membership options, and people are printing in this group. So Avantis right now looking very good. I said on my short that I uploaded a few days ago that I expect, it was actually maybe a week ago now, that I expect Avantis to drop to between the 0.5 and the golden pocket. Most likely, I said on my live stream, the golden pocket would be the level it would respect, and it's done exactly that. I said that when it was above $2, it's retraced all the way down to around a dollar exactly. So it respects the levels very well. It came down to the golden pocket and it got a bounce. And I actually told my mentor tier members in a VC call that this was a potential long at the bottom. I said that. And since then, it's had a nice bounce out of the golden pocket of around 27%. And I strongly believe that Avantis here is on course to potentially make all-time highs very soon when the markets go risk on again. This has been a big gainer for me and the VIP members, and I expect it to continue to be, as this perp dex narrative, in my view, is going nowhere. The next pick I want to talk about is Zora, and this is one which has gone a little bit sour, hasn't been, one of those instant buy alerts that makes you instant money. Typically that does happen. I mean, I've had a tremendous track record lately where as soon as I put a buy alert, it literally can go on to do 5, 10, 20, 30x in like literally days or weeks. Zora hasn't been that buy alert, so I'll say fully transparently, it has gone down. I'm in a bit of a loss on Zora right now, but I am not selling my Zora just yet because I still believe there is a possibility for a turnaround. And if you look in my VIP chat here, my analyst Cryptex put a chart alert out here and said, yes, it has lost the golden pocket, which isn't great. And it could, come down to the 786, which is around 0.037. If that happens, it's a great zone to top up your bags. But there is a solid chance it stays within this kind of descending channel, and, could end up wicking back up and closing the day within the channel. So as far as I'm aware, it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be. Yes, it's had a bad day. So have a lot of altcoins, especially risk on altcoins. And if you even look at the Zora chart right now, it is having a slight recovery from the lows of the wick. So, maybe, just maybe, this was just a flush out, maybe a few whales selling, and we will get a bit of a recovery. But I will continue to monitor it. And if I see any signs with the chart that this is going to have a much further bleed out, I will exit the position, even if it's in a slight loss, even if I'm down 20%, because in crypto, a 20% loss is nothing. You can recover that on your next call. And people need to realize, right, losses in crypto shouldn't be something which are completely frowned upon. I know some traders, they lose 7 trades out of 10, but when they win very big. They win kind of like Avantis. I mean, not many people make gains like we did on Avantis, 10x in 10 days. I mean, that's almost unheard of. But when these traders win, they win big. When they lose, maybe they don't lose that big, right? But they lose quite often. So I want people to know that losses in crypto should not be completely frowned upon. It happens. Sometimes you buy a coin, it doesn't go to plan, but right now I'm fully in my Zora position. I deployed quite a decent amount of cash into this coin. I'm still holding it, but if anything does change, I will drop a sell alert in the VIP group. I'll make it very clear, very transparent to my VIP members if I do end up selling. Now, when you look at Say, which is a high conviction play of mine, don't get it mistaken. This is not one that is in the same boat as something like Zora. This is a play that I have big money in. And it is looking primed right now, in my opinion. It came down and retested that major resistance level that basically was the whole story for Say. I mean, every single time it hit it, it rejected at that level. And now we're actually retesting that previous resistance and flipping it into support. That is incredibly bullish. Say looks great. I've got a long position open on Say, low leverage long on Blowfin. If you want to trade on the best exchange, make sure to use my Blowfin link down below. There's going to be a huge promo actually on the Blowfin link. I believe you're going to get some potential massive rewards. So make sure to check out whichever promo is available right now by hitting the link in the description. Now, I want to also talk a little bit about dominance, because you'd think, based off some of the things guys like Ben Cowan have been saying, you'd think dominance has gone ballistic to the upside. You'd think it's absolutely skyrocketed to like 80%. They're claiming victory. They're making out as if dominance is back in a major uptrend now. And I want to tell you, it is not. It is still, in my view, very much in a downtrend on the macro picture, but it is having like a complacency shoulder, a little bit of a rally before we go lower. And I predicted this. I said to you guys, I was one of the only guys calling for it. I said 66% would be the exact top on dominance. You basically pivot out of Bitcoin into altcoins at the 786 fib. I did that myself. We then retraced to the golden pocket. I said the golden pocket would act as some form of short-term support. We might get a little bounce, but inevitably we would lose it. That came into play as well. And then I said this trend line we should use as support. We used it as support. We then lost it a little bit. We came back up. And I also said there is a solid chance we could test the 618 fib, which on dominance is around 60.47%. There's a solid chance Bitcoin dominance could come up to around 60%, 60.5%, maybe 61%, and then drop back down further, with my bottom targets being between 47 and 53%. That is what I've been saying for a very long period of time. And basically, my entire thesis on dominance has been correct, like no one else. Calling the tops, calling the supports, calling when we're going to bounce. I mean, it's been incredible if you've been following my takes on dominance. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a short-term relief bounce here, relief rally, only to then drop further later on in the year. Guys, I appreciate you all watching this video. Make sure to join the VIP group if you want to stay in the know and you want to see my real-time buy and sell alerts. We hit a 10x in 10 days on Avantis, and you don't want to miss the next one. There's actually a secret VIP gem that I bought. I dropped around $18,000 on that coin. It's exclusive to the members. I'm not going to talk about it on YouTube until it sees some big price appreciation. So check it out, link down below if you're interested. You also get access to a 24/7 Discord community with professional chartists posting alerts, and a community which join voice chats every single day. And I'm in most of them. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.